In this video I'm going to show how to create an AR Foundation enabled project, so using Unity. And the goal is to create a Maka less AR version of the solar system that I've used in previous examples. Here's my 3D scene and just show it one more time in action. So comes with a script and materials and everything, textures, and actually has the sun in the center and the earth and the moon rotate around it. So I'm gonna actually export. So what I did before is create a prefab. So I'm just gonna do this one more time. I just take my composition, create a prefab, and now I'm gonna go and export a package. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take everything except the scene, which isn't even listed here. So that's great. And I'm just gonna export that into my solar system package here. And this is what I'm gonna do as prep. And now I'm gonna create a new scene. I've already set one up, which I'm gonna show you in a second. The way to do this would be new project. Instead of 3D scene, you're using AR. The AR template. You would download the template. I've already downloaded the template. It would say download template, and you can get more information about this template. This is a quick start for your AR applications with the sample scene assets and the recommended packages and settings. So what it actually comes with is AR Foundation, which is very important, and then it supports both AR Core and AR Kit XI plugin. So AR Core on Android phones that support AR Core, Markerless AR, and then ARKit is for iOS devices, so iPhone and iPad. I'm going to show you this with a Pixel Android phone. So I would now give it a name and go ahead and create it, but I'm just like going to fast forward to some extent, if you will, and I'm just going to go into my AR project. So here it is. It's with the AR template. And it has an AR session origin, an AR camera in there. So this is where the scene will be built, and it has an AR session where everything is set up for me. I don't have to deal with anything. It'll basically look like so. To create this scene like the way it's here, all I would need to do is just bring in a 3D cube, position it relative to the camera. So the camera is there, and then the cube should be not too far away from there, and moving it a little bit in front of the camera. And then you can see, well, everything here is black, but that would later be actual content. And this cube would now be 1 meter by 1 meter by 1 meter. It would actually be almost 5 meters away from me. So I want a bit closer in front of me, and I would actually recommend scaling it down in order to have it like sit on the surface like this. Okay, so I'm going to fast forward. I'm going to bring in my assets now. So we just created a package before. I'm going to just grab all those things, import them, and get my sun in here. Because I want to do my solar system. And I go to my prefabs. I have my sun here. I'm just going to place it in here. It's massive. So first of all, I'm going to just like place it at 0, 0, 0, which is now we're like inside the sun, and it's pretty big. And it would be actually 109 meters 109 meters big. So we're gonna make it, maybe we're gonna make it well, let's introduce just like let's do 1 meter by 1 meter by 1 meter. I still think it's a little bit too big, but okay. Since it's Maka less, it's gonna be fine. We're gonna place it so the AR camera is there. We're gonna place it relative, so like actually just 1 meter away from the camera. So it'll look like roughly like this, but it's still gonna be pretty big. I should probably scale it down a little bit more. And let's find the earth should be somewhere there as well. Can probably not see it so well, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go into the prefab, just open this prefab, in context, and I'm just gonna go and find the Earth. And what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna scale the Earth a little bit up. So I've done this before, just so that it'll look a little bit nicer relative to the sun. Okay, and then the other thing I know already from my marker based version, I need to increase the speed here by a factor of 100 and here by a factor of 10, so otherwise it wouldn't be visibly rotating around the sun and the moon around the Earth. So I did all this, so all this is kind of like set up nicely now. Alright, I still think it's a little bit too big, but that's fine. Oh yeah, and we should raise it a little bit. So it's gonna be just, oops, that was not what you want. Sorry, we're gonna raise it a little bit so that it's like maybe 60, something like this, so 60 centimeters here. Alright, so it will place it 60 centimeters above the floor, and when you look at the game view, it'll look like this. So what I'm going to do now is, actually it's all set up, so all I need to do is, because I'm using the template, I go to build settings, which opens up here, and I'm probably going to like close this tutorials tab. Okay, that's fine. We're going to use the current scene in here. I'm going to switch to Android, which I've already done, I guess, so it would have been here before. And the other thing I've done in project settings, I have chosen under extra plugin. The template told me to choose this, so I went, it was here, I went to the Android settings and I chose AR Core. And then I switched from PC to Android. There was a switch button, and I pick my Pixel, which is currently connected via USB, and I'm just gonna press build and run. It's gonna be my second build. This is gonna take a little bit, and yeah, so it's gonna put everything on the phone, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a quick recording on the phone as well to show you that this is actually working while I have my phone in my hand. And I don't have all the cool setup here, but that I used to do during the full MOOC recordings. So we're going to just switch over to an on-screen recording on the phone. So just to be clear, the steps I've shown you here are we're going to do with Marker, less AR with AR Foundation. So we use the AR template. I'm just going to show that. So we use the AR template. Yes, this time we're using the AR template. That it gives us AR Foundation, which is Unity's native toolkit to support AR Core and AR Kit. And then what you could do, but I'm not going to do that now, is I could add XR Interaction Toolkit or a Mixed Reality Toolkit on top of it if I wanted to have more advanced interactions. Compared to using Vuforia, what I cannot do now anymore is actually launch this and try this out with the webcam. I actually need to deploy it to my, in this case, my Android mobile device with AR Core. It's a Pixel phone, and it actually said a success, so we're going to just run over to the phone. Okay, so here it's on the phone. It's actually detected everything, and here I have the solar system. It's my sun. It's moving sometimes a little bit, and then here is the Earth, and you can see how the Earth is currently going around the sun, and the moon looks really nice, is going around Earth. And so all in all, it's pretty cool. And I got it working here with Marker less AR, and I'm walking around in the room just to show you. And now they're going to be behind the sun. Obviously, the rotation and all that, I didn't pay attention to anything anymore regarding that it's actually kind of like really correct. It's rotating relatively slowly around the sun, and the moon and the earth are going very quickly. So NASA would be angry with me, but we got this recorded. So this is the markerless AR version of our solar system, and that concludes the recording.